Today, we're reviewing the New Balance Fuelcell Rebel. Come run with me. And Rocky. Happy Thanksgiving and welcome back to another edition of Running with James. Today we are breaking down the Fuelcell Rebel. Now this shoe is an inspired shoe. It was built or based on the design of a shoe they call the 5280. 5280 because there's 5,280 feet in a mile. So this shoe was built for the mile, specifically for a racing legend, a distance legend by the name of Jenny Simpson. And so this young lady, she is a New Balance athlete, and they designed this shoe specifically for her to run the New Balance Fifth Avenue Mile. And so this is just a race they do every year. It's a fast race. It's only a mile. It's a road mile that they do down the street, Fifth Avenue Street in New York, okay? And so this thing's lightweight, it's got a carbon fiber plate in it, it's a track shoe meant for the roads, right? And so the New Balance Rebel is based off of the design of this shoe. So it's meant to be light, it's meant to be fast. And so today we're gonna break that shoe down. We have a special guest. Rocky's gonna be joining us today. His mama named him Adrian, but we all call him Rocky. So Rocky's gonna be wearing this for us on this run. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what it is that is the Fuelcell Rebel. All right, so we're gonna start with the upper. The upper is a booty construction for it's really like a sock-like fix. So the tongue is attached, so it's all one piece, which provides a really good fit, really comfortable fit. It didn't feel too tight, didn't feel too loose. There was, I guess, some concerns at the very beginning that because it was a booty fit, because of the mesh material, they use an engineered mesh upper, and so since that, it kind of felt like it could be a little bit shaky. But once you got your foot in it, it was actually a great fit. It felt really well, felt really good. And partly probably because of that is because it has what they're calling their trace fiber stitching in the midfoot section, and it offers some additional support, and that's kind of I guess the ideal behind it, and it actually does work. So it's not just for show, or it's not just to add an additional look. It actually does offer additional support. So the shoe ran pretty true to size. Now the toe box offered plenty of room in the forefoot, and so plenty of room for your toes display. But here's the cool thing is if you have a really wide foot, or if you feel like there's still not enough room, it's New Balance, and so they come in regulars, mediums, and they also come in wides, and I think I even saw some double wides as an option as well. So there was plenty of room in the toe box, so there's no concern for that as well. And so the heel is part of that knit upper as well, with a little bit of a kind of, I guess it has like a little bit of plastic in the back to offer a little bit some more support. So it was very stable. It's lightly padded, so it's not super thick in the back, but it is very lightly padded. But I found it very comfortable. I didn't experience any kind of rubbing, didn't have any type of slippage or anything like that, which is great because when I put this shoe on, I really felt like I needed to go fast. It's a very lightweight shoe. The shoe came in at about 7.2 ounces or 210 grams. And so the shoe is light for a size 10. And so I really feel like when I put this shoe on, I want to go fast. All right, so let's move to the midsole, or the mid of the shoe, right? The cushioning of the shoe. And so this is built, remember, this is built from the data or the technologies that were developed for that Fuelcell 5280 racing flat. And so the Rebel uses a more substantial portion of their Fuelcell cushioning system. And it has actually kind of a weird little flared out midsole. And it was pretty much designed to create a lightweight running shoe meant to handle longer races and faster pace training. So over those mile distances, right? And so the Fuelcell is what New Balance is calling their most responsive compound to date. And they actually use 2 different densities of this compound in the forefoot and in the heel, right? So a little bit more density in the heel than in the forefoot to offer additional cushion. And so the Fuelcell cushioning is, when you first put the shoe on, it is very comfortable. You put it on, it's like, wow, this is a really cushioned shoe. Now, once you start running, it kind of changes the concept of cushion and becomes, it feels like it's a lot more responsive. So in other words, I feel like it propels you forward. Now, they do have an additional little plastic plate. Now, it doesn't have the carbon fiber plate, but they do put a plastic plate in the forefoot that you do kind of feel like that pop or that spring off of it. And so, all in all, this midsole is meant to go fast. Now, the only downside that I found with this midsole is that it's kind of a, I guess I would say it's kind of a kind of deceptive cushioning, right? Or deceptive comfort, because you put it on, it's comfortable, you run, it's comfortable, but I don't feel that it's really meant for long distances, right? And so anything over 6 miles, really the comfort of the shoe really starts to break down. And so when I ran, I did like a 7 and 8 mile run with this shoe, and the forefoot, because I try to land on my forefoot, my forefoot was very sore, and for a couple days actually, because that, especially since it's that drop or what have you, it is a 6 millimeter drop, so there wasn't really an issue with the drop, but in that forefoot, it really wasn't a ton of material or a high stack height to really absorb the impact for that amount of time, right? And so the stack height is a 24 millimeter stack height in the heel and an 18 millimeter stack height in the forefoot. So like I said, 6 millimeter drop. So the drop was fine. It's great for going fast, but the stack height really does not lend itself, in my opinion, for really, really long distances. And so could be just me and I just have sensitive feet, or maybe I'm used to maybe a little bit higher stack height for those longer runs. But for me, anything over 6 miles, I just couldn't handle it, just couldn't do it. Now, the Rebel features a translucent rubber outsole, okay? So we're talking about the outsole, and I really believe that it provided ample grip and was actually surprisingly durable. So this rubber is limited, really strategically placed, so they put it in the heel and the forefoot, and I think they did that really to, once again, reduce the weight of the shoe. So you didn't get any additional rubber that you really probably didn't even need. And so the outsole has held up very well. Put in just about 50 miles on the shoe, and the outsole of the shoe looks pretty much the exact same, except since it's kind of clear, it's kind of turned this kind of yellowish color from, you know, the dirt or the road, you know, just the wear of the shoe. But as far as the wear of the outsole, pretty much it looks like there's zero wear. So it works great on dry conditions, ran in rain, and so had no problems with grip. Even done some, you know, the majority of the miles I've ran in this shoe have been at the track, and on the track, it's rained, and I've ran up bleachers with this thing and had pretty much zero issues with slippage. I've also ran on, kept trails, like at a park trail, right? And it was fine, no issues whatsoever. So really did enjoy the grip of that outsole. So all in all, the Fuelcell Rebel is a lightweight, fast training shoe. This shoe, how I use this shoe is on those days when I want to go fast, those days I'm doing tempo work or maybe doing those longer or shorter intervals. Specifically, I love using this thing at the track. And so this shoe, I really want to use it, and I'm going to use it, and I use it for going fast. It's meant for speed. If you're going to be using it for maybe racing, it's meant for that. You can definitely use that, but I personally probably wouldn't use it for anything more than a 5 or a 10K. Anything longer than that, and I just believe that your legs and your feet are just going to take a beating, a pounding. So all in all, this is a great shoe. I think New Balance nailed it. I think they did a great job. And so for cushioning, I would say thumbs up. For fit, I would say a thumbs up. For the lightweightness of the shoe is super lightweight. Like I said, 7.4 ounces for a size 10. I mean, you almost forget that the shoe was on. For the grip, I would say, great job, thumbs up. My only downside, like I said, is the cushioning, because it is a very deceptive cushioning, and anything too far, you're gonna definitely feel the impact of the shoe. So all in all, I would say that this New Balance Fuelcell Rebel, bam, 2 thumbs up for sure. And so our new point system, what we're gonna do is from a 1 to 10 scale, we're gonna let you know what do we feel about this shoe. So I would give this shoe a 7.5. I really wanted to love this shoe. I really wanted to be, you know, on board with this shoe, and I am. I really do like it. I find it comfortable. But with the mileage and the type of running I'm doing right now, I probably won't be spending a lot of time in this shoe because most of my miles are gonna be over that 10-mile mark. Kind of nailing in these marathon running paces. And so I'm only gonna maybe use it once a week on those shorter days when I'm really trying to work on my speed, right? When I'm doing tempo runs or those longer intervals. So, you know, you've got to decide, do you like that? Do you think, you know, what are you using it for? So I believe this shoe is really a niche shoe, right? It's really specified shoe for those shorter distances when you really, really want to go fast. All right, guys, so you heard my thoughts. We kind of saw what the shoe's all about. And so this is the guy that was in the video. He was wearing it today for us. So Rocky, this is Rocky G, by the way. He's coming out with his own YouTube page. He keeps telling me, and it's going to be blowing myself out of the water. What's this?
Be sure to find that Rocky Be Running.
Rocky Be Running. So he's titling it proper English, right? Yes. Because he's...
Well, it's running with the no G at the end. It's R-U-N-N-I-N.
Yeah, so like I said, so it's spelled correctly as well. Okay, so it's gonna be amazing, right? RBR, look for that. So Rocky, tell us about this shoe. What are your thoughts on the shoe?
Well, at first when I saw the shoe, I'm not a big fan of nets, the
net stuff. Yeah. Okay.
At first, so I was worried about having security, and then but when I tried it on, instantly I felt the foam underneath, and I was like, okay, this kind of got some comfort, and then it's got some good grip underneath, as you can tell. And but overall, while running in it, like, it's very comfortable. It's very cushiony. It doesn't look like it, but it's very cushiony. You can definitely get a good 10K in, 5K in, turkey trots coming up, Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And you could definitely be running with James in these.
Yeah, you can't run with James in these. All right. So tell me, like, you think speed work? You think like long runs? What are you thinking about for this shoe? What are you going to use this shoe for?
That's an everyday trainer for me.
Okay.
I can work out, go to the gym with those.
It's an everyday trainer because you don't do anything over 6 miles, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's training for a marathon. So.
But yes, definitely you can go do some treadmill, go do some workout, and then go hit a 5-mile run. Okay. 5-mile ride afterwards.
Okay. So do you feel like this is like a kind of a low and slow, long, fast? When, you know, what types of runs would you really want to do with this, or what do you think you're going to do this more than anything?
If I were to run these, I'd run a 10K fast as possible race.
So you're thinking speed.
Yeah, I'm thinking
definitely
speed.
So you think this shoe? You feel like this shoe's meant to go fast?
Oh yeah, they're comfortable. When you get that good groove on, you're gonna keep moving on.
Yeah. So now the little plate that's in here, now it's not a carbon fiber plate, right? But it's like a little kind of a plastic plate. Could you feel like any kind of like spring off it? Do you feel like it was kind of propelling you forward?
Yeah, I felt the bounce. I felt
definitely
responsive. It was very responsive.
Very responsive. Okay. So thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up, definitely.
Okay, so if you were scale to 1 to 10, what would you say?
7.
7. A good 7.
Good 7.
Good
solid
7. Okay, awesome. All right, well, thanks guys for coming in today. If you enjoyed the video, as always, give us a thumbs up, right? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you share us with James. Share James with the people that you love, because you always share James with the people that you love, right? Yeah. I always share me with Rocky because I love me, or I love Rocky. I'm sorry, I love Rocky, so I always try to share all of my knowledge and wisdom with him. So so come back, and when that RBR joint comes out, you know, make sure when it drops, you know, make sure you subscribe to that as well. It's coming, I'm sure 2022, something like that.
2020 vision all day.
20. Oh, dang.
2020 vision.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this year, guys, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful time with your friends and your family. And remember, this weekend, this week, this month, do something to change the way you think about things, because when we change our minds,
change your life.
Okay, he hit the cue. Thank God. I was really worried about this fool. All right. Thanks, guys. Peace out. We are gone.